Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So we have broken through this structure at the moment fairly solidly, came back, and we've got a retest. The only concern I've got here is this megaphone formation for me is still very much in play. So that's the top trend line for this, and this is the bottom trend line for this. Now there are some noisy elements on the interweb at the moment that are drawing this line in and looking at this as a flag. I don't see it as a flag. It would need to be a few more fractals for me to believe that it's a flag. So you can see the top there are 3 fractals. Here there are 3 as well, or 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is more solid of where the trend lines are. So this is kind of the situation we find ourselves in. Just going to delete this at the moment. I would expect some kind of a rejection off here. Remember, we do have non-farm payrolls tomorrow. So these are the 2 levels to be paying attention to. So I'd expect a bounce off here, move down, and probably just range around here today and tomorrow. It also depends what happens with the job number today. You may have some really interesting job numbers come out, which could force us to be a bit more volatile, and then we'll sort of fizzle out until tomorrow and the non-farm payroll number comes out. So anyway, for me at the moment, what we're looking for is to continue with the trend on the lower time frames. So at the moment we've got a pretty decent breakout and retest here on the 3-hour. We've got a cross over the moving averages, but we are now stuck between the moving averages for all intents and purposes. We do have a bit of a crossover here, and they've separated quite far away, but I think it's going to be short-lived. We're definitely going to bounce off. I just want to put the 2 levels in here. Actually, I'm going to put 3 levels in because that's pretty much what I see happening. So we'll look at these on a 1-hour time frame, but that's kind of the structure I see us getting up here, bouncing off and moving down. Please take note of the diversions forming as well. You can see high, higher, high, high, low, and both the oscillators are giving us slight diversions on the 3-hour. So that is a classic turnaround situation, but for me we'd have to drop below the swing low, retest that on the 3-hour for it to be valid for a move down. If that does happen, then I suspect you're going to get a massive move to the downside. So I just want to get back to the hour, because basically you're coming up, to the 8-hour, you're coming up to a massive area of resistance. So if we reject that area, then flag is very much in play. You're looking for a move down. The other thing that I forgot to put in here, that is the first 2 fractals here, so that is kind of my trend, and you can see we're bouncing off it at the moment. Anyway, let's get back down to the hour. So bounce off trend line, we've got resistance up here. Now we're just going sideways. Look at the oscillators climbing up, bit of diversions here as well. Gap up, sideways. Don't trust this. Definitely don't trust this for longs at the moment. So my opinion right now is just wait and see what transpires. Hang on to your cash for now. I don't think you're going to get a solid entry this morning, and I definitely don't think you're going to get that much of a solid entry this afternoon. I think this is going to continue. So we do have a bit of a triangle here, so it could break up, but I'd want to see a solid break and a solid retest before I start looking to continue to the upside. And then the other side of the coin is I'm definitely not keen for any shorts. There are magnets to the downside. Here's a gap. Here's obviously the daily gap. There's this gap. There was another gap down here. So it's got the daily gap there as well. And I missed it. I thought there was a gap here in the uptrend. Anyway, so for me, this is not something I want to be trading, to be honest. It just stinks of a potential double top. Okay, it's a massive area of resistance. So if I'm looking at this on the 8-hour, I want to see 8-hour price action off this zone that is rejecting this area. So that would be inside bar, engulfing bar, or pin bars. If I get that, then all bets are off. We're looking to continue to the downside. If we start breaking into the zone and start going sideways and then gradually start breaking up, or wait for non-farm payrolls to be the noisy element that's going to drive us up, then that would break the trend line. Then I'd be looking for support in this area for a continuation to the upside. So for me right now, this is a sit and wait, because there is potential for a bigger move up, and there's also potential for another leg down, which is going to be just as big as the potential move to the upside. So 50-50 right now, guys. For me, that means just sit and wait, watch the higher time frames, and wait for the structure. But I must admit, everything is leaning towards a rejection here. So let's wait and see what noise helps us reject this area for the short to the downside. But I'm definitely not jumping in just yet. Anyway, hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.